Unless you've been living under a rock, you've likely heard of the Seiko 5 GMT. At this point, it needs almost no introduction. Seiko fans have been clamoring for an affordable GMT from the brand, and with a price tag of $475, this seems like it will do the trick. Seiko is making every SKX fan's dream come true with the 4R34 powered Seiko 5 GMT. It's almost not worth talking about the dimensions of this watch because it looks and feels just like the classic SKX or the more recently released 5KX. It carries mostly the same dimensions and comes in at 42.5mm wide, 46mm lug to lug, and only 11mm wrist to crystal. However, Seiko managed to create a new GMT movement and fit it effectively into the same case. Less than 1mm of height is added to the case from the SKX. Seiko magic at its finest. Although it isn't obvious, Seiko upgraded the Jubilee bracelet on this watch to give it more of that Prospex feel than the 5 line of watches. It has solid end links and a much better clasp than the lower range of 5 and Prospex models. The star of the show is under the hood, and that is the new Seiko Caliber 4R34. The naming convention of this movement implies that it is built off the 4R movements used in the 5KX and some Prospex models. If you never saw the face of this watch, unless you read the printing on the exhibition caseback, you wouldn't be able to tell this is a GMT movement. Moving back to the face of the watch, the bezel is laid out like most GMTs on the market. Even number hours are printed on the insert with dots in between. An odd choice, and one that I think Seiko is trying to subtly get past their bezel alignment issues, is the bezel action. There are no clicks here, it's just a friction bezel. With that said, Seiko can't seem to get out of their own way in the QC department, and this specific watch had misaligned hands. The GMT hand was slightly ahead of the main hour hand. The GMT itself works just fine and uses the collar style of GMT action. The first position of the crown winds the watch. Sorry, no screw down crown here, but remember, this is not a dive watch. The second position will adjust the GMT hand and date. The time setting is done in the last position of the crown. Considering the GMT track is also present on the chapter ring, this watch is undeniably going to be a modder's dream, especially those like me that love diver GMTs. Change the insert out to a dive time bezel, and you have the SKX GMT that Seiko fans have always wanted. There's a lot to like about the Seiko 5 GMT. It's Seiko's most affordable GMT, and while one could argue Seiko is just giving out fan service with the SKX style case, it is a tried and true classic. The SKX was so popular because of the affordability, but also because of how great the case was. I can't blame Seiko for continuing to use this case. It also proves that no matter if the watch is expensive or affordable, new or old, Seiko can't seem to shake the QC demons. While Seiko is one of the largest watch brands in the world and has a catalog that spans the universe, it is no excuse for QC problems. I've cut them some slack in the past because their watches are still charming, but if you can't get it right after everyone tells you you're getting it wrong, maybe it's time for a change. I hope Seiko can continue to release great watches like this, but without the QC issues. Until then, spend your money with some caution if these things bother you. Thanks for watching the video review of the Seiko 5 GMT. For more reviews, head over to watchclicker.com. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe.